Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a try this, not that video. I've done one of these in the past and it's probably been a couple years by now, but this is not a dupe video. This is an affordable alternative video. So the formulations of each product are actually vastly different. Each alternative is its own formula and its own product that's different. But specifically, I'm comparing it to a luxury counterpart that I've noticed from speaking with all of you, you didn't like for specific reasons, mostly formulas. So I wanted to find something that would be a good alternative that's not only affordable, but more universally appealing and perhaps more beginner friendly as well. You'll see what I mean when we get into this, but they are not dupes, they are swap outs. And we're just going to be highlighting the alternative and why we like it. Okay, so we'll just start off by talking about Huda Glowish. I love this. I've mentioned many times on my channel, I don't have anything else like this in my collection because it's so buildable. It goes anywhere from sheer to full coverage. But if you really want that like natural, no makeup, just a soft glow on the skin, you're not gonna wear a lot of this. When I wear it anywhere from sheer to medium coverage, so I'm never really building it up fully. And I can understand why you probably wouldn't want to dedicate that much of your beauty budget to something that you're not gonna be wearing quite as much of. So a really great alternative to that you can still get really similar results from is the NYX Luminous, bear with me, Luminous Tinted Skin Serum. I feel like I botched that when I said that out loud. This is really phenomenal because it is a skin tint that's buildable. I think this is one of my favorites that I have actually because it just always looks really good. It's very lightweight, very fluid. If you're not going for something like this because you don't care to use this to its full capacity of coverage, something like this is a really great swap out because it has a very nice uniform, even luminous pearl to it. There's no distracting shimmer in the NYX skin tint, and if you just want something that looks like no makeup and you just want a really nice fresh faced look, you can achieve that with this. This is also absolutely phenomenal for mixing into foundations. So if you have a formula that's a little bit too thick, a little bit too full coverage, you have a difficult time blending it out, this is so nice to mix into fuller coverage foundations just to help break down that formula a bit and make it a little bit more fluid so that it's easier to blend. So essentially, if you don't really want to splurge on Glowish because you're only gonna be using such a tiny bead of it at a time and you just don't feel like it's worth the splurge in your budget, try this. I think you'll be just as happy because I absolutely love the way the NYX one makes my skin look. This next one might be a little bit controversial because I don't find these to be dupes, although they have been regarded as dupes. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and then we have the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfecting Skin Tint, Perfecting Glow Makeup, whatever it is. These can be used exactly the same, but I do not find the formulas to be that similar in my opinion. So these are really amazing because you can wear them on their own, underneath makeup, mixed into your foundation and concealers, or you can wear them on top. I was like, what have I mentioned? What have I not mentioned? So really nice, versatile product to have in your arsenal. These are essentially skin tinted strobing products. So that's why they're so great and definitely something you should consider putting into your makeup collection because you can really transform the base completely with a product like this. The Charlotte Tilbury one is considerably more strobed than the Maybelline one. I also do find that the Charlotte Tilbury one has a little bit more of almost like a latex feel on the skin. It really does set down and provide the skin with a noticeable amount of firmness, which is my personal experience with the product, whereas the Maybelline one feels a little bit more similar to a BB cream. The Maybelline one is considerably more moisturizing in that aspect as well, but it has a really beautiful strobe to it. So you can see it's got this skin tint. It does pretty much sheer out so that you just have a dash of coverage. It's nothing too intense, and I like this one a lot. I think if you don't want to splurge on the Charlotte Tilbury one, or perhaps you found the Charlotte Tilbury one to be too too intensely strobed and you didn't like that, this one's obviously a lot softer, and I do find that this one has more coverage without going overboard on the luminous qualities of it. If you really build the Charlotte Tilbury one up, you can look straight up metallic, so that's just something to keep in mind. But I love them both regardless. I do think that this is a good swap out for the Charlotte Tilbury one, or even just a way to like dip your toes into skin tinted like illuminating strobe product. You can really get creative with something like this. So like medium would be the shade that I wear all over my face, but then I could get the shade light and use that as a highlighter on my skin. So they're really nice to add to your collection and just kind of switch up your foundations, change up those formulas a little bit, and just give yourself a little bit more of a radiant finish. Next up, we have the Becca Under Eye Brightener. I love this. I am so excited that Maybelline, who's gonna be selling it? Smashbox is going to keep this in their arsenal, and they're gonna still sell this because this is quite a beautiful product, especially if you have a drier undertype. It's very emollient. It's on the border of a lip mask meets a concealer, so it's very, very kind of gooey, and it feels really nice and hydrating under the eyes. It's also extremely strobed. It's got a very luminous finish, and I would honestly say think RMS on Cover Up, fully loaded, fully charged. It's even dewier and more luminous than that product. But that's something that I noticed a lot of people weren't liking about this, is that because it's so dewy, it tends to migrate, move around, settle into fine lines, and if you don't have a drier skin type, I could see this being like super slidey around that eye area. So something that's a really great swap out, and you'll still get that nice soft pale peach corrector to your under eye, is from Milani. It's the Supercharged Eye Brightener. This is in 120 Peach. This is fluid and lightweight. It's honestly more similar in formula to the Fenty Bright Eye Fix or whatever that one is, but I like that this is a peach shade, so it does set down a little bit, goes a long way. The tiniest little bead will really beam up your under eye and help camouflage any darkness that you have under your eyes. My preferred way of using this one is actually before I do my foundation. I find that then I have to use less concealer once I've put foundation on top of it. And the thing that's so great about both of these is that they are peach, but they are not like those straight up peachy orange color correctors where you have to then go in with a ton of concealer to negate that oranginess to the product. They are very natural, they are very easy to work with, and this one is probably going to be a little bit more universally liked because it's not oily. This one I would honestly compare to kind of like a gel, like an eye serum gel, so it sets down and you don't have any issues with it like moving around or settling into fine lines. Cream bronzer is something that is one of my favorite makeup products ever, and I think one of the best makeup products if you do find that you have a space for it in your routine, because cream bronzer truly gives you the ability to make your skin look actually sun-kissed. It melts into your skin, it mimics your skin's texture, and if applied correctly, it's unbeatable in my opinion in how natural and authentic it can make the skin look tanned. So obviously, you know, I love Tom Ford, Fenty, Makeup by Mario, Chanel, Tan de Soleil. This is really the one that people tend to lust over just for the beautiful Chanel packaging, the fragrance to the product, and just the way the product looks. It's an absolutely beautiful bronzing cream product. But I would never recommend somebody to go right out the gates into cream bronzer and buy the Tom Ford one, buy the Chanel one, buy any of these luxury cream bronzers, because you might actually find you don't like it. I think it's flattering on everyone, but in terms of application, it can be a little bit finicky, and it does take some time to get used to and really figure out the way you jive with a cream bronzer. So something that I don't think you can really beat for the price point is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. It's absolutely beautiful and it's so easy to work with, and you get the same effect. So if it's not necessarily a specific shade like the Chanel Tan de Soleil or, you know, a luxury cream bronzer, and you're not really chasing after that one specific shade, try the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer first, because you can really get the hang of cream bronzer and see, does it fit in your routine? Do you like it? Do you find it lasts on your skin? It's a great entryway cream bronzer that still looks just as beautiful, applies just as luxurious, and is still such an elegant formulated cream bronzer. Not all cream bronzers are created equal, and I will give the e.l.f. one stamp of approval. I think it's very beautiful, it's easy to work with, and it looks gorgeous on the skin. I think sometimes as consumers, we sometimes get a little bit fooled about componentry with the makeup. If you see two products, they have similar components, one's luxury, one's drugstore, you can oftentimes think that they are dupes, and it's the component that's actually fooling you, not necessarily always the formula. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw the Revolution Eye Bright Concealer and thought, looks like Charlotte Tilbury. It could be a dupe. It's not, but it's such a great alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Concealer. This is one of my personal favorite concealers, and what I really like about this is that it is super thick and super pasty, so it stays put. It provides the skin with a lot of coverage, and it's quite a dry, thick formula, which a lot of you had said you did not like because you could not get it to blend out. And I'm not gonna lie, if you don't have patience for this formula, I don't blame you. It's some days I'm like, I don't wanna deal with that, blending it out. It's thick, it's hard to deal with, but it's beautiful. And then we have the alternative, Revolution Eye Bright with vitamin C. I think the vitamin C is really what gives the formula a little bit more movement and breaks it down to where it's a little bit more fluid. It still is on the verge of being a thicker concealer, but I like that in concealing products. And if you tried the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away and you did not like it because it was too thick, but you still want that kind of like pasty, full coverage, it can do everything type of concealer, I really do want to say I think you will love this because it's very beautiful. It's what I have under my eyes today. I don't have any like eye corrector or anything, and it really gives you that nice, gorgeous, luminous under eye. And what I like about this one is it actually has just a touch of illuminator to it. So under the eyes, it looks youthful, dewy, plump. It just really gives you that like really soft looking under eye, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury one doesn't have any noticeable pearlescence to it. So I really like this. I wouldn't recommend it for acne, but I would recommend it for under eyes, redness, dark hyperpigmentation. Just keep this away from texture. If you tried the CT one and didn't like it, try this. I think you'll like it. It's a lighter, more fluid formula. It has a little bit of illuminator to it. It blends out beautifully, but it still has that like sticky tackiness that really keeps it in place, and you don't have to set it if you don't want to. I absolutely love the NARS little Air Matte Pot Blushes. I think these are beautiful, and I really like the way these look. You can wear them sheared out or really build them up to a more full, intense blush look, but a really great swap out if you just don't want to splurge on those, or maybe you don't like how matte they look and you want something that's more kind of like satin, got a little bit more shine to it. The e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I love these. They do set down on my skin considerably more dewy and reflective, although I don't say that to say that they are dewy blushes. They are not. It's just in comparison to this, it has a little bit more shine to it. And you can easily negate the shine in these blush finishes by just powdering with some translucent powder, and then you've got a matte cream blush. So you can finagle the formula to really get it to do what you want, and I think these are really great. You can wear them, you know, sheared out. You can build them up to a more full, intense look. They're also really nice because you can wear them on eyes, cheeks, and lips. And I think e.l.f. has so many beautiful, flattering colors, and it's such an easy, more affordable swap out than if you don't want to make the splurge on the NARS ones. Hear me out. I'm not a powder girl, never have been. I'm very persnickety about powders because I have such a dry skin type, and I don't like the way powder makes my skin look. So when I find powders that I like, I absolutely fall in love with them, because if a powder can set my makeup, keep it in place, but still keep my skin looking nice and radiant, I'm all for it. So a lot of these luxury brands really do that well. Think Laura Mercier, they have that glow powder. Bare Minerals has one. Fenty, Giorgio Armani, like they all do those really gorgeous luminous setting powders. This is another favorite. It's from Kajendo. It's the Natural Lighting Powder. And what it is it's a setting powder that has some luminous qualities to it, so that when you set your makeup down, you don't look completely matte. You have more of a candlelit glow to your skin. And this is such a great alternative to any of those powders, if you want to try a luminous setting powder, the e.l.f. Hello Halo. This is a loose setting powder, and you can really see in the light, it's got a good amount of bounce back to it. It doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't look like you strobed your entire face in metallic pigment. It just really gives you that like healthy little bit of luminous skin that everybody wants. Although I don't love powder, I know that it serves a purpose in a makeup routine because it gives you that added insurance of longevity and keeps product from migrating and, you know, moving around on your face throughout the day. So just if you want to try a luminous face powder and you don't really want to splurge on it, I would highly recommend the e.l.f. one because it is fabulous. You know I love nude lip pencils, and I always like going for long wear lip pencils that will last all day. And I swear to you, in the luxury realm, there are so many you can't pass up. I mean, Charlotte Tilbury, Pat McGrath, Lancome, Urban Decay, Patrick Ta, Makeup Forever, like everybody has these water resistant long wear nude lip pencils in these luxury brands. It is so hard to come by at the drugstore to get these really nice, actually skin toned, long wearing lip pencils. And I've mentioned this before, but I want you to get it because I really do think you'll love it. It's the LA Girl Shockwave Nude Lip Liner in the shade Gingerbread. This rivals all of those luxury lip pencils because this one actually lasts on your lips. You can eat with it, drink with it. You can pair it with a lip gloss and it's still going to stay put. Hours more wear time with something like this LA Girl one than, you know, just a regular lip pencil that you get from the drugstore. This is phenomenal. I wish there were more like nudie brownie shades of this, but truly, if you don't want to splurge on a lip liner, I totally get you. It's just kind of like my thing. I love lip liner, so I will splurge on them. This is worth trying. It's good. I want you to try it. I think you'll really like it. Last one I want to mention is an alternative to my beloved Ilia Super Skin Tint. I absolutely love this. I think it's so unique in the sense that it has a buildable amount of coverage, like considerably more coverage than something like this. And it really leaves your base looking milky, creamy, and like baby soft. And I know that skin tints are a little bit of a weird category in makeup. I personally love them, but I understand that a lot of people they're like, why would I splurge on a tint? I get you. I get you. I found something that I think gives you not, you know, it's different, but you'll see what I mean. It's the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer. This still gives your skin that milky, creamy, like baby soft looking base. I think it's very similar to Dior Star Foundation. And the thing that's so nice about products like this and Dior Star is that they really left the skin looking like a soft spotlight was on them without being illuminated, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like creamy, milky, just really soft. The texture is blurred out and it just makes your skin look creamy. So again, not a dupe, but a similar enough effect and a good swap out. So if you like the way that this looks, but you don't want to splurge on it, you can get the same effect from this if you mix it in specifically with a moisturizer or a serum. If you wear it on its own, girl, it's just a foundation. It's not gonna give you that look. But if you shear this out with a skincare product, you will still get that milky, bouncy, youthful looking skin without, you know, the strobe or the like apparent illuminator on your face. All right, so those are all the products I wanted to mention for this try this, not that video. I would love to make this a series. So anytime I give you a recommendation and you really don't like it or it just didn't work for you for a certain reason, I would love to hear your thoughts on that because it just helps me store information and come up with some alternatives that I think will be a little bit more universally appealing to all of you. And I will list and link everything in the description box. If you have any questions about these products specifically, you can leave them in the comments and I will get back to you and I'll try to help you based on like my experience with these products. But I do think that these are all really great swap outs for formulas that are perhaps a little bit more specific and not as easy to work with. So I do really hope that you found this helpful. I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel and if you'd come follow me on Instagram too. That would really make my day. But other than that, I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye.